Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome back to a dry January edition of Drink What You Want. I am John deBary, your Food 52 resident drink expert, and I'm going to walk you through a drink called the Royale, which is a drink that I created especially for dry January. That should be a nice welcome respite, perhaps to the indulgence and the festivities of the previous month. Plus, as an added bonus, these drinks are accessible for everybody, whether you're a child or whether you're not drinking for whatever reason. It's always good to have an arsenal of alcohol-free drinks for when you feel like it. So go over to the kitchen and get started. So this drink is the Royale. It's based on sort of a riff on a champagne cocktail, which is a really simple drink. It's just bitters and sugar and champagne. But for this version, obviously we're using a non-alcoholic sparkling wine. You can use an alcoholic sparkling wine if you want. The drink will be great. And then for the rest of the ingredients, it's kind of this nested syrup that's based on a cold brew tea infusion, as well as something called oleosaccharum, which I will explain to you later. It's basically an extraction of sugar into grapefruit peels, which creates this kind of gooey mush that's very delicious and very useful for cocktails. You need some grapefruits, you'll need sugar, a green tea tea bag, and a blooming jasmine tea bag if you can find it. Normally, if you're using a grapefruit peel like for a garnish, you're gonna want to make sure it looks nice. It has like a nice shape to it, but for this, you're just gonna be using it to extract the oils from the peel, so they don't need to be gorgeous. You can just like roughly peel them. All right, so once you have the peels, take them in like a sealable bag like this. You wanna measure out a half of a cup of just regular sugar. You want to close it most of the way, roll it up so you get all the air out of it. If you have one of those fancy like vacuum sealer bag things, good for you, you can use that here. But if not, this works fine. And you'll see there's a little bit of pressure against the peels and the sugar. And what you want to do is every couple of hours, give it a little massage. Leave it alone and then come back to it every few hours, and then overnight, what'll happen is that this kind of grainy mixture will turn into this. And why that happens is that the sugar draws out all the oils in the peels, and then it creates this oily citrus grapefruit goo that is just like really delicious and useful in a lot of cocktails, but you'll see how we use it in a little bit. So the next component in this grapefruit-jasmine syrup is green tea. Just a regular tea bag will work. And then you want to, definitely worth the effort to find these like jasmine tea balls. They're these, basically these flowers that are wrapped up with green tea, and they create this wonderful flavor. They're kind of hard to find. You can find them online, or if you have like a Chinatown near you, then it should be reasonably accessible to find. And then what we're gonna do is make a cold extraction, cold steep into this. So it's another overnight step, so you need to plan ahead. But all it is these two teas together with a cup of water. So you're just using cold filtered tap water, put it together with the tea, cover it, and then throw it in the fridge overnight. And then we get this. So after 12 hours, the infusion is pretty strong and it's extracted. So you're ready to use it to build the rest of your syrup. And benefits of a tea bag is that you can remove the solids really easily. Put them aside, and then pick up your oleosaccharum. Is what it's called. It's a very old cocktail ingredient. Like there are drinks that go back to like the 1860s that rely on this citrus extraction. So definitely cool historical point there. Then we're adding the tea, and then fish out all the big solids. Once you get all the big chunks out, you can not worry about the small ones because you'll want to run it through a fine mesh filter to get any of the little small tea pieces or the peels out, and you're left with this very fragrant, semi-sweet, semi-tart I call it a syrup, but it's not quite as sweet as a syrup, but for our purposes, we're calling it a syrup. And our final bit of prep is going to be just lime juice. We only need a ½ ounce per drink, but if you're batching this, if you're making this for like a party or more than one person, you can definitely double or triple or quadruple the recipe, make it in a pitcher. A lot of options for you. If you're party of 1 or a party of 10, you can scale it up or down. And I'm just making 1, so I'm only gonna juice a little bit. It might seem like dry January is a relatively recent phenomenon, but it actually dates back to Finland in 1940s. It's kind of a World War II effort to maintain the health of the population. If you're enjoying dry January, you are being a part of a long-standing tradition. Now, I don't know about you, but 2021 was pretty exhausting, so I'm going to do this cocktail sitting down, because we could all use a seat every once in a while. Once you've got all the ingredients prepped, this drink is extremely simple to put together. You'll just need a wine glass. I got this really cool Jancis Robinson wine glass that I love. I use them all the time. I've got a set of jiggers, a small and a large, bottle of non-alcoholic sparkling wine, and then we've got our jasmine simple syrup, and then we have our lime juice. Non-alcoholic wine is actually wine. It is wine where the alcohol has been removed, either through like a physical process like a temperature or pressure. So it's not something else, it's really real wine that's the alcohol has been removed from it. And there's been an explosion of brands in the past couple of years, and non-alcoholic wine is getting really good. So it's a really totally viable option. Again, if you want to use any kind of sparkling wine, you're very welcome to, but for tonight, sparkling wine obviously is pressurized. You can see there's this little cage here, and I am not a sommelier, but I have friends who are, and over the years I've learned some tricks. You want to get a towel, cover the top, and then undo the cage. You want to leave the cage on and leave the towel over it because it can pop out. It's like rarely happens, but it's not worth it. And then what you want to do is you want to actually pull the bottle from the cork, and you really shouldn't make any noise. If it pops, that means you're not doing it right. So, stealthy wine bottle opening is the key. Once the bottle's open, you want to pour out 4 ounces. You can eyeball it, or you can measure it if you like. 4 ounces is like a small wine glass. And then you're doing 1 ounce of the jasmine green tea grapefruit syrup over the top. And then we're doing a ½ ounce of the lime juice that we just squeezed. And that's it. Give it a swirl to mix it up, and you're good to go. All right, there you have it. That's the Royale. Like I said, it's a really simple, easy drink to build in the moment, but it has a lot of complexity layered in from the jasmine and the grapefruit and the green tea. And I think a lot of the subtlety in this drink is allowed because there's no alcohol in it, where it would be really overpowering. So definitely shows the very valid case for non-alcoholic cocktails that I like to make frequently. So I hope you enjoyed it. If you're looking for a New Year's resolution, you should go back and watch all of my past videos, hit the like button, maybe leave a comment. I still check them because I like to hear people's questions. And then also let me know what you want to see in 2022. I technically take requests because I'm a bartender, so that's what I have to do for my job. So let me know what you want to see, and thanks again. Bye.